Hello everyone, I'm back at it with some tech, internet, and gaming news. And today, if your phone wasn't working, well, you're about to find out why. Today in major news, Verizon, and I saw earlier that AT&T and some other networks are having issues, but I think Verizon is the big one from what I've seen and from what I've heard from other people too. I wasn't having any issues with my phone this morning, but I'd heard from my grandma and some coworkers that they weren't able to make phone calls. And that seemed to be the case for quite a lot of people. According to some articles online that this website Down Detector, more than 100,000 reports of Verizon outages were logged. And I can pretty much guarantee that it was probably actually in the millions, because not everyone reports that kind of thing. And most people just kind of wait and they look at the report and they say, oh, other people are having issues, and then they put their phone away kind of thing. So for me personally, just knowing a handful of people, I can guarantee that so many people had issues. And according to this map, it seems that it was really affecting like hotspot areas and really popular cities. And like all the major cities are really hit. So if you live in a major city or really close to one, you might have had an issue. If you live a little further away, you might not have had an issue, because not everyone was affected. It seemed to be certain towers were having issues. Not entirely sure why, because as one of the articles I read mentioned, that the self-service companies aren't really going to say exactly what happened. They're usually pretty tight-lipped on what exactly happened. Something might leak out later on, but this is still pretty early. This happened this morning, so we may or may not hear anything of what exactly happened, but things like that usually come to some sort of a malfunction in a network update or service update with whatever they're doing with their towers or whatever on their back end. So we may not know entirely why, but that's pretty much the gist of the story. But something I wanted to bring up really quick was, if something like this happens, it could happen at a pretty bad time, things like this affecting millions of people. I can almost guarantee that if some people, it did not happen at a good time, that there was some sort of emergency going on in their life, that they had to call someone, they couldn't make that call, and that could affect them pretty badly. Usually things like 911 will work, but if you need to say call a family member because you're dying or someone's dying or something even that extreme, you need these things to work. So it's good to try to figure out some sort of a backup if you can. It's hard to have a backup for something as simple as phone calling, but if you could do like a Facebook Messenger call, if you could send an email, whether if you have Wi-Fi or something that isn't relied on cell service, if you can set up some sort of a plan with your significant others or children or whoever and say, hey, something bad happens, meet up here and make sure everyone's okay, and then we'll go from there kind of thing. Because if you never know until something horrible happens and you don't have that backup plan set in place. So I recommend doing something like that. It's better to be safe than sorry. And you never know when something like this could happen. It's just like those post-apocalyptic movies where, it's like the worst case scenario happens and all of civilization falls. That probably would happen. Hopefully not. But, it could. So that's really the news for today. Wonder if we'll see anything. Let me know in the comments if you were affected by this, if you know how many people were affected. Please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.